Welcome, Norse fans, to Norse and Around, part of the Grueling Truth Radio Network. As always, I'm your host, James Ernest, along with Alex Gray. Alex, what have the Norse been up to?
Well, to start things off, the men's team moved on to 10-4 on the year, beating Detroit Mercy, who falls to 2-11. Final score 81-70. That was a victory on the 29th. Levon Holland scored 21 points. Cole Murray had an explosive second half, had 21 points as well, 6 trays in the second frame. Drew McDonald added 12 points and 6 boards. Carson Williams gave NKU its fourth player in double figures with 10 points, and Jeff Garrett hauled in a game-high tying 8 boards. And then 2 days later, they unfortunately did lose on New Year's Eve to Oakland, 76-65. Oakland goes to 12-3. NKU goes to 10-5. Carson Williams, Levon Holland both had 14 points apiece. Drew McDonald had 13 points and 10 boards. Mason Faulkner added 10 points for the first double figures scoring output of his career. 4 Oakland players also reached double figures, paced by Martez Walker's game-high 21 points.
Okay, so they went 500 over the break, basically. Anything in particular? Any highlights or anything you heard or saw from the first game?
No, I mean, we've really done well with scoring, as I could tell. Holland and Murray have really been doing well. McDonald, the team's massively improved, as you can tell. Obviously, losing Oakland, but it seemed like it was a close game. Oakland's very good. I believe they were the ones who had a player drafted to the Cavaliers this past year.
Yeah, they were the ones. Yeah, that went to they had the player with the Cavaliers, and then So they're a solid team, and they got a good track record. And then of course, what games are coming up soon?
The men's team will be playing Youngstown State on the 5th, and that will be a home game. That'll be Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
Nice. And then after that, any other home games anytime soon?
Then 2 days later, actually, they're at home against Cleveland State. That's a 1 p.m. tip-off as well.
Okay, so we got some back-to-back home games. Is there the only way to make it any better would be if we could make those double headers? Is that possible? Could we get that going there?
The doubleheader, yes. As a matter of fact, there is a doubleheader coming up on the 5th and the 7th, funny enough.
Nice.
But
the
crazy
team part about it is they're not playing the same teams. Back in the day, they used to always do that with Northern as D2. They would have the women play at like 6 or whatever, and the men play at 8 or 5 and 7. But yeah, the crazy part is the men are playing Youngstown State. Who are the women playing?
Well, you mentioned, I was at when the arena here at NKU first opened in 2008. I was there when they had a doubleheader hosting Louisville. So good point that you brought that up. But yeah, the women's team will host Cleveland State on the 5th. That's at 5 p.m. And then on the 7th is Youngstown State at 7 p.m.
Okay, well that'll be interesting. So how about the women? Did they do anything during the break?
Yep. They had a couple of games on the 29th. They had a game against Green Bay, and they did lose 70-39, moving to 4-9 on the season. Kelly Wigman had 13 points. She sank 3 triples, the most for her this season. Casey Utrecht had her first double-digit rebounding performance of the year. She pulled down a game-high 10 rebounds. Rebecca Little also helped out, had 8 rebounds, and Michaela Terry had 4 assists. And in their other game on the 31st, they played Milwaukee, losing 72-44. Casey Utrecht had 19 points, the only Norse to score double figures. Haley Combs, the freshman, was the second highest scorer with 7 points in 11 minutes. She went 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Michaela Terry led the team in rebounding with 7 boards and tied redshirt freshman Taryn Tarr and senior guard Kelly Wigman as the team's assist leader, all with 2 dishes.
Okay. So basically, the women ended up going on the road and losing both games, but they were both road games. Where
Correct.
nice about the men, and of course, always in conference play, it's going to be tough to win on the road. They end up going 1-1. So the main thing is, and of course, I mean, the women's are, of course, a rebuilding season this season. But the main thing for either team is being able to hold serve at home. And like you said, they have back-to-back home games coming up here at BB&T Arena. Okay. So,
Not to mention, the team has 3 games that are home coming up, 3 straight home games.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the women's also have the Wright State game. Okay.
On the 14th. Mm-hmm.
Good deal. So some interesting games coming up. Hopefully fans are able to join us. And if Northern can bring the intensity, that'd be great.
Especially with all the students that are going to start moving back in this weekend, would be a good opportunity to go watch the Norse play.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say, you're on campus. It's, not too late at night. Looking for something to do. It's always a good option. Well, sounds great. Any news or insight you heard from around campus? Probably not too much since, there hasn't been much going on campus.
I haven't heard.
Of course, the rumor I want to perpetuate is I've heard rumors that UC might be playing their home games at Northern next year. Don't know if it's true, but it's a fun rumor. So that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so you'd be able to go see NKU games and UC games, and, of course, a lot better parking than over there in Cincinnati. But, yeah, sounds great. I'm glad.
Well,
UC
does.
New Year? So, Alex, how was the New Year? How'd you celebrate?
Just stayed up and watched the ball drop in New York on television and, all that good stuff. But, yeah, I mean, if UC plays here next year, I'd like to see both the men's and women's do a big doubleheader, get a lot of people to come on in,
That would be great. Yeah, if they could do that. If they could do that and, against each other, kind of start our own crosstown shootout kind of rivalry with UC would be nice. Yeah, actually would be the ideal is if at some point, Northern and a couple of the other teams could collaborate kind of like what they do up in Miami and have kind of a tri-state mini tournament or round robin kind of thing. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that happens in the near future. But, for Alex and James, of course, this is Norsing Around. We're glad you listened in to our show. And, of course, next week we're going to have some more interviews, post-game conference, or comments from coaches, all kinds of great stuff. So come on back next week, and we'll see you then.